In normal times, not right now while I'm in the middle of moving, but in normal times, usually my refrigerator is covered with magnets. Several years ago, when Matthew and I first traveled together, we decided that wherever we went, our souvenir of choice would be a refrigerator magnet. Our collection grew quickly. After my year in Israel for rabbinical school, we traveled to Europe, and in 1 week, we got magnets from Prague, Vienna, and Budapest. 2 years later, or rather 2 years after our wedding and a few days after my ordination as rabbi, we went on our delayed honeymoon in Alaska, where we bought magnets at several different destinations. And during a trip with family along the California coast, we got magnets from Big Sur and from the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Some of the magnets were glossy, with stunning nature photos, professionally made with a large, strong magnet. Others were more like a photo print with a small magnet glued on the back. Some have symbols on them or jokes related to the place where they're from, like the magnet we got at Denali National Park, which depicts a giant mosquito carrying a person. Each one tells a story and reminds us not only of the place, but also of the time in our lives when we went there. In our Torah reading this week, the children of Israel are in the middle of the desert. Over the course of the book of Bamidbar, of Numbers, they travel from one place to another. At times, the list of places may feel like it goes on and on and on. Why bother to list every single place by name when it's just a name on the page? Well, part of the answer is that none of these places really were just names on the page, at least not to the people who were traveling. Each one carries stories and memories and had an impact on the travelers. Even without a magnet, they may have brought a lesson or a story with them from each place that they went. The same is true of the people doing the traveling. In Parashat Nasso, which we read today, the chiefs of each of the tribes bring gifts, an offering to the Mishkan. The Torah lists each name, each tribe, and each gift, one by one, even though each person brought the exact same thing. The medieval commentator Ramban Nachmanides offers two explanations for why the Torah bothers to list each and every gift. The first explanation is that even though each gift was the same, God valued each one equally. In a community, every person's contributions are important, no matter how small, how routine, how similar to everyone else's. Each person matters by virtue of having chosen to be a part of that community. The Ramban's second explanation, however, suggests that each of the leaders independently felt moved to bring their gift. Each one had their own reasons for the gift, and so each gift meant something different, even if they each looked the same. The idea that even identical seeming gifts can each be in some way unique, that each one has its own particular story attached to it, tells us something about being in community as well. In a community, we may not know each and every person as an individual. We may know each other based on another person's demographics or the types of programs or events they like to attend, or we may simply know someone by sight. But behind each face is a story. Each one of us brings something special to the community, and each of us takes something unique from our experiences together. For the past 5 years, those of you in the Amuna community and I have been part of each other's journeys together. We have prayed together, learned together, gathered together, and of course, Zoomed together. We have each brought our own gifts. Some might organize volunteers. Some visit community members who are ill. Some help with technology. Some share their passion for learning. Some contribute their presence. And of course, there are a whole multitude of ways that each of you has made your mark. I have learned so much from my interactions with each of you and have so appreciated our time together. I hope that this chapter in our journeys will continue to have a positive impact on each of us for years to come. Toda Rabbi and Shabbat Shalom.